Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Shaka, and today we've got another music teacher reaction and analysis video for you. Specifically, we're going to be checking out a recommendation from Jamer, one of our longtime patrons. Great recommendation here today, guys. We have got the collab between Dan Vasc and Violet Orlandi on the cover of Kiss from a Rose, one of my all-time favorite songs, and two amazing artists. Super excited to check this out, guys. With that being said, let's get into it. I love a little COVID era action here. I like it.
There used to be a great tower alone on the sea. You became the light on
Love her
the dark
voice.
side of me. Love remained a drug that's the line on the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen?
I love it. So first of all, one, Violet, we're going to talk more about her, I'm assuming, as we continue through the video, but I love her lower register here. Really very, very dark and sultry. Perfect voice tone for the start of this song. But what I like that they did even more than that is that we start with her in a really low register, and then as we crescendo into kind of that impact chorus part of the song, we switch from her in the low register to Dan in a high register. And I know you can sing a lot higher than this, guys, but it's just a great trade-off, vocally speaking, when you go from that low, soft female voice to then a high, kind of more metal-sounding male voice. It's just a great contrast in terms of, you know, an amazing feast for our ears to listen to. Really, really well done in terms of pacing that out. Love it. And man, their voices do really work well together. I'm impressed with that. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. Check out some more of what we got. Love it. I love so another thing I noticed. Sorry, we'll continue. But another thing I noticed. So when we first saw this section, the little interlude here, the one in the top left. I love that they did this. The one on the top left, she wasn't singing anything. She was just sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if she's gonna, you know, sing something else later on." The fact that she's not doing anything, but they're showing her on screen. And sure enough, we hear the high little desk cam. I won't call it a desk cam, but the higher vocal part comes in over top, and it's her. And then we see her now singing on the screen too. I love that they stayed authentic to that. They could have easily just had her, you know, not on the screen at all. But I love that they showed her in arrest. That's just really, I don't know. That's just me being a musician and liking a little fun fact, musically speaking. In case any of you missed that, and you're like, well, why is she just sitting there not doing anything? That's why. She was resting. All right, continuing.
There is so much this man can tell you, so much he can say.
I love, ooh.
I
love that guitar part.
To me, you're like a growing addiction that I can't deny. Now, won't you tell me is I healthy, baby? But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen?
Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light is the gloom on the grave.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so one, that was a great instrumental interlude. Really well done. Great playing on the set, great playing on the guitar. Obviously, our big focus in this is the two vocalist guys. Still, though, major shout out to those instrumentalists. Really well executed. I love that they flip-flopped the chorus section. So obviously, the first time we heard the chorus, it was Dan Vasc singing the chorus part. Second time we hear the chorus, it's now Violet singing it. Just, again, a great way to throw in some mixture, some nuance into the arrangement so that we're not hearing the same thing just being repeated over and over again. Love the way that they pulled that off and did that. And I also love we got a little taste of Dan. You could see the mouth. You know it's about to get epic when his mouth starts doing the whole thing that he's got going on. I love it. Love it. And I haven't heard this song before, guys, or reacted to it. I love that we talked earlier about the picture in the top corner there, and we said that they could have easily just, not had her in there, and then we were showing the rest. Well, now, clearly, she is resting completely. She's just not going to sing that part in this section, and they left it blank. How cool is that? We talked about that, and they actually fell through with that. That's cool.
Been kissed by a rose on the grave. I've been kissed by a rose. And if I should fall, it all go away. I've been kissed by a rose.
There is so much that man can tell, so much I can say.
You and me, you're my power, my pleasure, my pain.
I love I stop and talk about stuff, guys. If you're here just to watch the video, you can go check out Dan Vasc's channel, which I encourage you to do, by the way. But we're gonna stop and talk about stuff. I love a couple of things. One, we're gonna come back to this section in a second. One, I love the little lead-in into this section and the way that they did this. So anytime you have a section that you want to build and create tension and suspense in, a lot of times one of the easiest things you can do is have a repeated note or musical motif that happens over and over and over and over again. And all you do is you add subtle changes to that. And that gives you as a listener, a sense that there's building, there's tension, we're going to climax essentially at some kind of a thing, some kind of a moment in the music. And they do that so well here by having the instrumentalist essentially literally just playing the same eighth note pattern over again. But they add little stuff to it as we progress through it, and they increase the dynamics the whole way through it, which leads to this epic kind of build into the, this climactic part that we get. The climactic part itself, I love the rhythm change that they do here with Dan and Violet. It's such a cool change to the original rhythm that they have in the original, and they execute it beautifully, and it fits so well with kind of that metal style of singing that they have, infusing a little bit of space, a little bit of uncomfortableness, if you will, in the music. That's one of the things I love about metal music. It stretches your level of comfort, and that's great. Really, really cool stuff here. We're going to pick up with that building tension section that you can hear what I'm talking about, and then get into that climactic part with the change in rhythm. So well done.
I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. I've been kissed by a rose.
Add some drums. Again, dynamics are increasing. Add the guitar.
There is so much that man can tell, so much I can say.
You and me, you're my power, my pleasure, my pain.
Love that.
To me, you're like a growing addiction that I can't deny.
Ooh, total change too.
Won't you tell me, is that healthy, baby?
But did you know
That when it snows,
my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen?
Okay, before we continue to the next section, sorry. Can we just take a moment to appreciate Violet's upper register there? So we heard her in the low register a lot. She sang almost entirely exclusively in the lower range of her singing. And in this section, one, the change of pace is really cool. Kind of go into almost more of a hip hop feel. but she sings this whole section in her upper head voice, and it's beautiful. It's really cool. And she switches from that head voice, we hear it at the very end of it, down into her chest voice again, and the execution is really well done. Really impressive. And she's all low right now. Just a great change.
But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can't be seen? Babe, I compare you to a kiss from the rose on the grave.
Oh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. And now that your roses are blue, a light hits the blue of the grave. It's like to a kiss from a rose on the grave.
Oh, the more I give you, the stranger it feels, yeah.
Now that your roses are blue, a light hits the blue of the grave.
Oh my gosh, there's so much there to love. So I mean, there's the Dan Vasc moment. We know what he's gonna do. We know he's gonna go there, and let me rephrase that. It always satisfies, guys. Always satisfies. I just love it when he gets up into that screamo register. It's so good. And then one of the surprise winners of that moment. We're focusing heavily on the vocalist, but it's easy to forget about the instrumentalist in the background. Listen to that guitar run that we had at the end there. The run that we have at the end is just lights out, amazingly well done. Oh, this section is so good. Oh.
Now that your roses are blue, a light hits the blue of the grave.
To a kiss from a rose on the grave.
Oh, the more I give you, the stranger it feels, yeah.
Now that your roses are blue,
Here it comes. Listen for the run that we have.
it's the blue of the
Now that your rose is in bloom
A light hits the gloom
on the grave.
Love it. I love the ending, especially. Again, we hear such a contrasting style in their voices between, the heavy, low register. I don't want to say heavy with Violet. The low, sultry register of Violet. It's interesting. You would typically think of as the lower register as being the heavier register with Dan, but with Dan, it's not. His high register is so heavy, like heavy metal heavy. But anyway, we go from that the sultrier, thicker voices. We'll say thicker voices that they both have, and then we end with that beautiful soft head voice that we talked about earlier with Violet. We didn't really talk about a whole lot with Dan. Because Dan really hadn't done a whole lot of the soft head voice, and we had it at the end there, though. It's just a total showcase of absolutely amazing vocals, guys, across the board from the two of them. J-Murph, thank you very much for the recommendation on this one, man. He is the one that first pushed us onto checking out Violet in particular. Dan Vasc was obviously a huge popular one here on the channel. I love doing his stuff. Just great content, great vocalist. He's so effervescent. I don't know. Think of all the superlatives you can think of, guys. They're all there. But it's really cool to see him doing a collab with Violet in particular. It's beautiful voice. They mesh so well together. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, I appreciate if you guys like. More importantly, subscribe and turn on the notifications, guys, so you don't miss any more of the content that we've got coming out for Dan Vasc or potentially Violet in the future. Let me know in the comments if you guys want us to look into Violet a little bit and perhaps go down that rabbit hole some. And last but not least, speaking of rabbit holes, guys, if you want to continue your journey down that music rabbit hole, make sure you check out the next video.